Before we go on to part 2, we need to just review how to simplify this. The cubed root of x to the 4th, y to the 3rd, and z to the 8th. There's a shortcut way of doing that, and if I'm going to write it in exponential underneath the root sign, so I know this is the cube root, but if I have x to the 4/3, y to the 3/3, z to the 8/3, that's what you're thinking about. Now, 4 divided by 3 is 1, so I'm going to bring one x out, but I still have an x left in here. Y to the 3/3, I bring one y out and I have no y's left. Z to the 8/3, 8 divided by 3 is 2, so I'm going to bring two z's out, so z squared, but I have two more z's left in there, so that would be z squared. Now, if I just show you that all the way simplified out, I would have 4 x's, I have 3 y's, and 8 z's. It's the exact same thing. It takes 3 to come out, so I circle these 3, bring it out, and I have 1 left in. There are 3 y's, I bring it all the way out. Then I have one set of z's that are 3 of them, another set of 3 z's, so that makes it z squared, and I bring that out. And then notice I have 2 z's left. So that's just a quick review on simplifying before we go on to this next one. So here you can take a look at number 13, where we have the 4th root of 12. Now again, I can go ahead and simplify 12 into 2 times 2 times 3, but there's nothing more that I can do, so I know that's as simplified as possible. D to the 4th, remember this would be like 4 over 4, e to the 9 over 4, and f to the 14 over 4. So now let's go ahead. We're going to say I have 4 over 4d, so I'm going to bring 1d out. 9 divided by 4 is 2, so I have e to the 2nd, and then I'm going to go back. 2 times 2 times 3 is 12. I have no d's. I am going to have 1 e left. 14 divided by 4 is 3, so I have f to the 3rd, and I have 2 of them left. And again, this is the 4th root, so that would be the problem all the way simplified. Now in number 14, there's a variety of ways you can do this, but I might go ahead and separate it into the 5th root of x to the 5th over the 5th root of y to the 10th. Now again, 5/5 is just going to give me 1x. 10/5 is going to give me y squared, and that would be all the way simplified. So let's take a look at number 16. I would probably multiply 2 times 3, and then I'd put everything under the root. So 2 times 8 is 16, and then I would have x squared, and then simplifying I would get 6. The square root of 16 is 4. Square root of x squared is x, so you would end up with 24x. And that would be all the way simplified. Similarly for number 17, if I do the 4th root and write everything underneath, 2 times 8, and then x times x to the 3rd, you would have the 4th root of 16, x to the 4th. Again, 16 we know is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, so there are 4 2's, so I can bring that out. And then x to the 4th, 4 over 4, so I'd end up with 2x. In order to add radicals, you have to make sure that you have exactly like terms. They're both 4th roots of 2x, so they are identical, so we can add the coefficients, 3 plus 5, and then we have the 4th root of 2x, so we would end up with 8 times the 4th root of 2x. and that is as simplified as possible. Now for number 20, notice that we have only two like terms, 2 minus 3 times the square root of x plus 4 times the square root of y, and then simplifying because these are like, so 2 minus 3 is negative 1 times the square root of x plus 4 times the square root of y. And I should have done that over here too, that is 3 plus 5, that we're really like taking out that like term. So we have to just be really careful how we're writing that and thinking about it. Going on to number 22, looking at them, they are not like terms. But we can simplify this first one because I know there are x to the 5th and it's a 4th root, so I can bring one x out. So I have 2x, and then I'm going to get the 4th root of 6x plus 7x, and then the 4th root of 6x. So again, these are exactly like terms. I can add the coefficients, 2x plus 7x times the 4th root of 6x, or 9x times the 4th root of 6x. Sorry about that. 6x. And that would be our final answer. Looking at 23, we have to do the same thing. We have to simplify. So I am going to have y to the 7/3. 7 divided by 3 is 2, so I can bring out 2y. So y squared, I have the cubed root of 5y plus 4y squared times the cubed root of 5y. We have like terms, so we add the coefficients. 9y squared plus 4y squared, and then times the cubed root of 5y. So we'd end up with 13. So that brings us to the end of the second part.